Our next student speaker was selected to represent the JD class. Richard Lynn is from the New Jersey Shore and graduated from Rutgers University with a bachelor's degree in physics. Before coming to law school, he served as a federal law enforcement officer in Washington, D.C. At Duke, he worked in the Veterans Disability Assistance Project and on the Duke Law and Technology Review. After graduation, he will serve in the United States Navy. Richard.
Good evening. After 11 years in law enforcement, coming to Duke shouldn't have been terrifying, but it totally was. I didn't know what kind of crew we had or who was gonna have my back, but after 1 week, I felt right at home. Thinking under stress, tough instructors calling us out, sleep deprivation, drinking too much coffee. It was like being back on patrol. But most of all, I had a squad. My classmates who shared the laughter and the pain. And like my old locker room, my class is a real cast of characters. But how could I possibly sum up 3 years on the wonderful people here at Duke Law? Marketing analysts allege that we are susceptible to sensationalist headlines and lists. Therefore, I present to you the amazing people you'll meet at Duke Law. You won't believe what they've done. We have our overachievers. Y'all know the type. Runs every club, helps everyone, makes the rest of us look like bums. In fact, during the huge snowstorm last year, Nate Atkins fired up his truck and towed people to safety. Meanwhile, I was at home, binge eating ramen, watching the History Channel. Seth Pearson runs the Black Graduate and Professional Student Association. Yeah, that's right. Outlaw serves on the LGBT task force, the President's Council for Black Affairs, and still has time to post pictures of himself flexing at the gym. My classmates are unstoppable. We also have our saints, who self-sacrifice so much without ever asking for anything in return. Katie Kargas and her team at the Women Law Students Association enlightened us about the insidious effects of workplace bias and how can we fight it together. She also helped organize so many career events despite having an insane workload. And yet I've never heard her ask for anything in return for making our school and our profession a better place. My classmates are selfless and find ways to better all of us. We also have our tireless reformers. If someone told me back in 2013 that this old policeman would become such good friends with staunch civil rights activists like Christine Kim, Liz Wangu, and Anna Apostolaris, I would have laughed. But what would this world look like if people couldn't break down barriers and talk as friends and as equals? Furthermore, they organized a massive conference on the future of civil rights, and hundreds of leaders gathered here at Duke Law to break new ground in our fight against inequality. Everyone talks about change, but my class makes it happen. And like any good cop show, we have our battle-hardened supervisors with hearts of gold. Professor Reeves, my legal professor and a former prosecutor, convinced me not to quit during 1L. In a class full of superstars, I just didn't see any reason to stay in law school, and I started browsing police job postings. But it took a tough prosecutor like Professor Reeves to get through my thick skull that I didn't have to be a superstar to be successful, and that solid people who do the right thing on a daily basis can make a world of difference. I am here because of her guidance, and I am forever grateful that Duke Law has professors who teach, mentor, and change our lives. As amazing as these guys are, they're just a small slice of a great place that we call Duke Law, where we grow together and we back each other up. But to get here, we needed your help, for which we are grateful. I'd like to thank our parents, who are truly our first law professors. I'd like to thank our siblings, who are our first opposing counsel. Our significant others, who were our first clients because we know who we all work for, and our friends, who are always our dear associates. Though our time here has come to an end, our camaraderie endures. As I set sail with the United States Navy, I can't wait to see you find your trade winds and to see where they take you. I wish you all fair winds and following seas.